Over the past 12 months, I grew my Instagram account from 37,000 followers to 74,000 followers. But what's even cooler than that is the way that I've been able to monetize on the back end of this growth. I made over $1 million with my simple content to cash funnel on how to turn followers into paying clients. Let me show you how I did it. So there's 3 parts to this funnel. Number 1 is about how to set up your Instagram account. Number 2 is how to create viral Instagram reels to grow the account. And number 3 is how to create sticky content that makes people want to stay around and follow for more, because just telling them to follow you isn't enough. And a bonus step number 4 is how to turn the now new community or the hot audience into paying clients. Let's dive in. So step number 1 is the setup. There's a difference between a personal account and a business account. This right here is a personal account. This right here is a business account. So when you come to my page, it's pretty clear that I sell something or I have some sort of business. When I shifted from a personal account to a business account, people actually started sticking around because they know they can expect consistent content from me. Here are 5 things you can do right now to turn your Instagram page into a business page. And you're gonna wanna listen closely here. Number 1 is you're gonna wanna create pinned posts. So please do me a favor, do not pin your most viral reels. These are the only 3 kind of reels that you're going to pin. Number 1 is a start here post. If someone like a stranger on the internet found your page for the first time, what would you show them? Make that your start here post. And then number 2 is gonna be a personal testimonial. So for me, it's about how I made $1 million as a content creator and became what I've coined as $1 million creator. And then number 3 is about you, because to be honest, most people scrolling on Instagram see thousands of faces every single day. So we wanna make you stand out. What are some fun facts about you? And what are ways that people can get to know you a little bit better? And number 2 is your highlights. So I used to be like you and just had all the places I traveled to on my highlights. But once again, this is a common theme of a personal page, not a professional page. So on your highlights, you're gonna wanna have 1, an opt-in. So for me, it's a free course. Number 2, some sort of testimonials or results that other people have said about your course or your offer. And number 3 is about your offer. So what do you sell? How does it work? How can people buy from you? If they're coming all the way to your highlights, they're interested in learning more. And number 3 is the perfect bio. So the first thing you want to put in your bio is your transformation statement. Where is the person when they first discover you to where they're going to be after a few months of watching your content? And then a personal testimonial that's going to build authority. What have you accomplished in your life that now makes you qualified to teach others about it? And then the third line should be a keyword. So let's look at that keyword. For example, now you can set up a bot with a platform called ManyChat, and you can actually automate your lead generation while you're sleeping. If you're interested in the one ManyChat funnel that made me $1 million as a content creator, comment the word ManyChat and subscribe for more weekly videos so I know you want to see a video on this. And the last line is going to be pointing down to the opt-in. So for me, my opt-in is a free course, and we show people the 4 steps to become a cash flowing creator with our content to cash funnel. So whatever your opt-in is, because remember, you don't own Instagram, you want to build something that can actually give you leads for a lifetime and not just for the 30 seconds that someone scrolls on your page. And if you're curious to learn more about this free course, I've also linked it in the show notes. I've had over 15,000 people opt in for this, and this is my tried and true methodology. So now that we got number 1 out of the way, number 2 is my viral reels formula. And people pay me a lot of dollars to figure this one out, but I'm gonna give it to you for free today. Over the past year, I've had millions of views on my Instagram reels, and after posting over 500 reels, I found the secret, and that's the double hook secret. So the hook that's actually on your video is going to be your first hook, but the secondary hook is more important. So that's the first few words that someone sees of your caption. You want to captivate their attention enough that they keep reading, because the way the Instagram algorithm works is that the more that someone stays on your video, the more someone stays on their app. So Instagram is actually going to reward you for having more people watching your videos for a longer amount of time. This is the duration of the viewer. So what we want to do is we want to create a hook that catches their attention, but then a secondary hook that gets them to keep going and read the caption. And then yes, you got that right. You need to write captions that can convert viewers into followers and then followers into buyers. So the way that I like to teach this, and this is what I teach inside my paid program, is my 3-act structure. So number 1 is the setup. what is the setup or the storyline? And then number 2 is, what is the conflict? Think about a favorite movie that you have. There's always a conflict in the middle of the movie, almost like the climax. And then at the end, you see that the character is either overcome or overcomes. So let's just say in this example, you signed up to watch this video and I set it up saying, I'm gonna teach you these 3 steps that grew my Instagram account to 74,000 followers. And then in the middle, the conflict is that maybe you have a dead account and you're learning these tips step by step. I'm confronting the problem that you may be facing. And the final part of this video will be about the resolution, how to grow your Instagram account, and now you'll feel at ease because you have the steps that you need to succeed. So with your Instagram captions, you need to set these up the same exact way in alignment with the video that you're posting. And the next thing you're gonna wanna do is the triple threat CTA. So it's important to remind people to follow you and to like your reel and to share it with their friend, but you have to remember this is pretty minimal because what matters even more is the actual copy and the hook and the caption. This is kind of just a bonus reminder for the viewer to make sure they follow you, save your post for later, or share it with a friend. And lastly, the 3 types of reels that are proven to go viral. Number 1 is educational, teaching someone how to do something. Number 2 is inspirational. What does someone feel inspired with after they watch your video? And then number 3 is transformational, like a before and after video. So maybe it's a video of you crying to a video of you happy and successful. Which then leads me into rule number 3, which is how to create sticky content. So remember, no one wants to see just like 3 tips or 3 steps to success. Yes, I told you that educational content matters, but there has to be a storytelling element to it. So whenever you're creating content, I want you to think about, what would I put in this piece of content if I was talking to one specific person? And when you're thinking of that one specific person, who is your ideal client? Think about the reel as being created for one specific person with one specific outcome. What is the one thing you want someone to learn from this reel? And what I'll say is you want to make sure your content is consistent and congruent, because if someone loves one video, they're going to want to come back for more videos that are pretty much the same. So oftentimes people ask me, well, Julia, what about if I sound repetitive? Well, ultimately you should be repetitive. The best marketers are the ones that say the same things over and over until the last person in the room hears it. And lastly, rule number 4, which is the bonus rule, so thanks for sticking around, is the content to cash funnel for creators. So step number 1 is creating content, which is what I showed you here. Step number 2 is building relationships. Step number 3 is making sales, and step number 4 is providing life-changing transformations. So now you're probably like, well, Julia, I want to learn more about steps 2, 3, and 4. So you have 2 things that you can do from here. 1, you could check out my free course that talks about this all in depth, which you can find in the first link in the description. Or 2, you can come back next week where I'm going to share the full in-depth DM strategy that made me over $1 million in my online business. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week.